Good evening, Jenny. Good evening, everyone. Beta, send the link in the group. Jenny, Darni, send the link in the group, beta. Quickly tell, we have to, once this session will be over, we will be going for sample paper revision also. So, we have to finish the syllabus as fast as possible, okay? Good night, Auntie Madhu Mehta. After this, I am having one more class, beta. Yaini, good evening, beta. Jenny, good evening. Shri Bhavni, good evening. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, come on, let's start the session, everyone. So listen, cbse, this part is very, very important. Human eye and colorful world. Everyone, more than interaction today. My Keshika, good evening, beta. Good evening, Keshika. Yaini, good evening. Shiva Shakti, good evening, beta. Everyone pay attention here. Okay, Humaira, good evening. Everyone pay attention here. The most important focus part here is कि now that final phase is coming. Final full level preparation is needed because term 1 model paper test examination is going to start. Kamya, Shivatsan, Humaira, everyone good evening. Now without wasting time, I'm just going to start prism. Now what is the difference between a glass slab and a prism? If somebody will be telling you that only the shape difference is there between them, then you just tell that no, it's not only about shape. It's not only about shape. So exactly we have to understand some very, Sarvesh, good evening. Haripriya, good evening. Tiger Girl, good evening. Everyone, good evening. Everyone, good evening. And listen to me very, Madhumita. After this, no more class, Madhumita. Just first understand, beta. For me, one more class is there for class 11. For you, beta, no more class. Don't worry. Tomorrow morning, maths class will be there. And triangle, very important questions I am going to discuss tomorrow. So don't forget to join that session of triangle. So theorem based, and then I will start directly MCQ part so that you can be exactly be able to go to what you call area related to circles and probabilities. So these two sessions I have to go very fast. Kanishka, very good morning, beta. Vikavya, good evening. Good evening, Kaushika. Good evening, Vikavya. Everyone listen to me very, very nicely. So what is a prism? So if somebody will be asking you that what is the difference between a prism and a rectangular slab, then you will say that you know the rectangular slab exactly looks like rectangle. So you will be just showing them that yes, the rectangular slab is exactly looking like this and this is exactly a rectangular slab. But if somebody will be telling you that okay, then what is a prism, then you will draw two triangles like this and you will say that this is exactly a prism. So this is the difference between triangles. Yes, Ajay, tomorrow morning it will be triangle, beta. Now listen, so Tawfiq, good evening, beta. How are you, Tawfiq? God bless you, beta. Kartika, good evening, beta. Pythagoras theorem, yes, we are going to do that one, beta. Now listen, so we will be exactly focusing towards the most important part for rectangular glass slab and we are going to talk about prism. So if somebody will be telling you what is the basic difference between rectangular glass slab and prism and how light is exactly behaving inside rectangular glass slab and prism, because beta, please note down this part that one very important question, analytical sections, reasoning sections will be definitely there in examination. Direct throw question, please kindly don't go for that. I really want you all to just prepare for each level question. So please kindly understand this part. These type of content you will be. Good evening, Kartika. Good evening, beta. Image position, for which one, auntie? Can image position be positive? Image position with respect to what, Kavya, you are talking about? Tomorrow itself, beta. Tomorrow I am going to start Pythagoras theorem. Don't worry about it. So shall we first continue to the prism section so that we can be Kavya, related to which lens, prism, or which one you are talking about? That accordingly I am going to answer, beta. Just tell me one time. Now listen, everyone. Focus to this point and exactly we are going to understand one simple thing here, that we know that if this is the refracting surface and the light will be exactly, this is the normal drawn. Then when the light light will be exactly entering like this, it will just, this will become the plane surface, then it will bend towards the normal, and then beta when this will be coming like this, it will bend away from the normal. So everyone pay attention here that we know that here angle I and angle E will be exactly equal. This is the most important difference. Please mark my word, this is the most important difference between rectangular glass slab and prism. So what I am going to do right now, it is going to be very important for you. So in rectangular glass prism and in rectangular, good evening Sudarshan, in rectangular glass prism we have rectangular glass slab, we have seen one thing that when the light is entering from one medium to another medium and then it is coming out, then angle of incidence is always equal to angle of emergence. So this is one of a very important thing. So it is also made with glass, prism is also made with glass, but for prism angle of incidence will not be equal to angle of emergence. Angle of incidence will not be equal to angle of emergence. Everyone notice this point. Everyone notice this point that if somebody will be telling you that angle of incidence will be equal to angle of emergence, so which type of what you call it will be there, then you say that it will only be possible for rectangular glass prism, rectangular glass slab. It will be not be possible for prism. So angle of incidence will not be equal to angle of emergence for this one, because the light ray is not coming out parallelly. So please just remember this point. This is a very important point. Now regarding to prism and rectangle, if somebody will be telling you what is the difference, then you will be saying that both are made with what you call glass only. Certain important things are there. Very good, Haripriya. That is angle of incidence equal to angle of emergence. That will only be possible for glass slab. It will only be possible for glass slab, but for prism it will not be there. Come on, just can you type and send this point what I have taught right now, so that I can understand you have understood this point. If somebody will tell you what, write one difference between them, then go for emergence and incidence. Go for emergence and incidence and say that angle of incidence is equal to angle of emergence for glass prism, for rectangular glass slab, but not for prism. So not for prism, glass slab but not prism, it will only diverge, so not possible. Absolutely correct. In prism I is not equal to E. I want everyone to type and send, because if you will type you will remember this part, that angle of incidence will be equal to angle of emergence only for slab, not for prism. Only for slab, not for prism. Only for slab, not for prism. Please kindly, this is one important point. Most important points which will be asked in CBSE, that question only we are going to hit. So this is one of a very important point we need to discuss, that if somebody will be asking you difference between a glass slab and prism, means light is entering. See, most important thing is they will be asking you this question, that both are having refracting surface. From both the refracting surface, light can enter. Light can enter. See, a glass slab is having two refracting surface, means all the surface will be there, but light can enter from one refracting surface and come out from the other. In the same way, prism also, it will enter from one surface and come out from the other surface. Then what will be one difference between them? Then you will say that since the glass slab, the refracting surface is parallel to each other, so definitely the deviation whatever from one medium to another medium is there, it will be overcome and angle of incidence will come equal to angle of emergence. But here for prism, we will see that when the light will be entering from one medium to another medium, the light will go towards the thicker section of the prism. So if we will see here, we will try to understand it in a better way. So let's see what is exactly happening for what is prism first. So you have to understand that a rectangle, a transparent prism is like this. It will have 1, 2, 3, 4 triangular regions. If somebody will be telling you, then you say that no, it will not be having 4 triangular region. Here 2 equilateral triangles will be there. This is the first equilateral triangle in front, then on back equilateral triangle will be there. and this side rectangular region will be there. This is rectangle, and base is rectangle. So if somebody will be telling you that how many rectangles will be present in a prism, then what answer you are going to say? That one rectangle, second rectangle, and down also base will also be a rectangle, and triangle will be front and back. And the most important thing is key angle, this triangle, this part is exactly called as refracting angle. This part is exactly called as refracting angle, and angle of the prism also. So this part is exactly called as what, beta? This part is exactly called as, yes, correct only. This is slanting nature of prism also. One of the very important point is slanting nature of the prism. You take this as a very important point, beta. We will be trying to understand it. This is just the beginning part of the prism we started. So we will understand each and every, from wave to particle to light deviation, optical density. We will try to understand each and every nature. I will not leave a single point there, beta. Don't worry. We will be discussing each and every section. Deviation angle, and how deviation angle will be exactly coming. What are the factors which affect the deviation angle? That also, because if we will leave any question here, an examination if they will ask, then it will be big problem. Okay. So we will be understanding each and every, yes, that is exactly rectangle angle. So this part is exactly called as refracting angle or angle of the prism. So refracting angle, this part will be exactly called as refracting angle or angle of the prism. Now how the refracting surface? So already we know that a prism, if this part will be the prism, then light will enter from one refracting surface and come out from the other refracting surface. Light will be exactly, base is a rectangle, beta. Can you see base is a rectangle? See here, first thing is that whatever confusion is there now regarding to prism, just we will be trying to understand. See, different, first thing is that the deviation angle depends upon the nature of the material with which the prism is made. The nature of the material with which the prism is made. So be very, very careful. It's not like always that you will say that, you know, auntie, one thing, that deviation angle na, this deviation angle, what this is formed na, this deviation angle, this blue color is there, this is exactly called as deviation angle. So this deviation angle na, auntie, it is exactly not dependent upon the with what material the prism is made. Never think like that. The deviation angle depends upon the type of material with which the prism is made. So many factors are there. One by one I am going to discuss about deviation angle, refracting angle inside the prism, just one by one. Okay, just one by one. Just listen to me like a story. Today you listen to it like a story, that first time we are understanding that ki this part is there, this part is there, this part is there. So till now what we have understood that ki a transparent prism is there. Tawfiq is there. Tawfiq understanding, beta? Tawfiq understanding, everyone understanding? Base is a rectangle, yes beta, base is a rectangle. Madhumita, 2 triangles, 3 rectangles, absolutely correct. Shiva, incident ray also, auntie, incident ray will be there beta, we will be discussing that part also. Akshaya, everyone just understand, if I am not able to read your comment, don't, no problem beta. Just after the class, you send me whatever doubts are there, but don't leave a single doubt inside you. We are going to prepare for full 50 out of 50, 40 out of 40, but we will be preparing to that level. Just promise me that whatever questions are there, you personally send me message that this is the doubt, this is the doubt, this is the doubt. I will clear all your doubt. But first we will finish everything. Okay? Everyone, not anyone, Anu, everyone, Haripriya, Humaira, everyone, all the girls, all the boys, they are going to send me the doubt that this is the doubt. Okay, now beta look here. So first we will try to clear out everything here only. So 2 refracting surface, 2 triangles, equilateral triangles. Which type of triangles beta? Equilateral triangles we are going to take, or some other triangles also we will be taking. For the width we are going to change. We will see that part. Now right now what we have done here is ki, okay, prism, equilateral triangle if we will be talking about, then the angle of the prism will always become 60 degree. Then this part will always become 60 degree. That part is a different part. We are going to discuss that also. What is deviation angle? Okay, very good question, Hari. Deviation angle is the angle that will be exactly made by the original line and the deviated line beta. That I am going to discuss, Hari. Just 5 minutes wait. I am going to explain about deviation angle also beta. Now look here. The most important thing is that there are two refracting surface. Children, understand this part. There are two refracting surface. Light enters from one and then it will undergo bending and then again it will come out from the other source. So this is exactly done in both rectangular glass slab and in prism also. Okay, in both rectangular glass slab and in prism also, and we have learned there also that the deviation or the bending depends upon optical density of the material. The bending depends upon optical density of the material. Here we are exactly going to talk about that the whatever deviation is coming, that deviation is due to nature of material of the prism. Means nature of the material with which the prism is made. I am repeating my word, the deviation angle, one of the factor with which the deviation means how much deviation is there, that will be dependent upon the nature of material with which the prism is made. The nature of material with which the prism is made. So just remember this part beta. Remember this part. Anu, yes beta, yes Anu, I am going to deviated line will be there beta, 100% deviated line will be there. What about tetrahedron? Hari, Shiva, Sudarshan, first we will talk about this. Yes, optical density, beta, change in medium, optical density will 100% be there. Here also optical density will be there. Everyone pay attention here beta, that here also optical density will be there. V Kavya, do you remember one time you have asked me one question that auntie, you know, optical density will be exactly about the material, and optical density will be there for each and every material. I think V Kavya or someone asked me this question one time. Does deviation angle is also dependent upon incident ray? Yes, it is also dependent upon incident ray. I am going to repeat each and everything. So that day, V Kavya, I have answered this question that yes beta, according to the glass nature, do you remember we have used some different glass, and that time the deviation angle, the bending was different. Then you have asked this question. Who has asked this question, if you remember? So that time we have discussed that if material will be changed, then the bending will be changed because optical density will change. So one simple thing I am going to discuss, those who are having doubt, like two glasses I have taken. Okay, two different glasses. Children, just listen to me very nicely. Two different glasses I have taken, and its optical density of this glass and optical density of this glass both will be different. Then beta, bending for this will also be different. Understood? So beta, this will come under the nature of material. This will come under nature of material. I hope you might have understood. Two different glass material I have taken, and with this we have made prism or glass slab. So when light will enter, then optical density for these two material will be different. Then bending will be different. Deviation will be different. I hope you might have understood. I hope now you might have understood. Can I repeat one more time? My children understood this part? Beta, two different glass we have taken. The optical density of both the glass is different. That means beta, the bending in the slab or the bending in the or the deviation in the prism will be different beta. Now you understood this part? Very good, Yaini. Very good, Shiva. Everyone, come on. Everyone tell me fast. Understood this part, beta? That means bending will be ultimately different, beta. Bending will go for what? Bending will differ, na? Because nature of the material is different. So, if nature of the material will be different, beta, bending will be different. That is a very simple point. Okay? Now, any more doubt is there related to this part? Any more doubt is there related to this part? That beta, prism is there. It is transparent prism and two refracting surface will be there. Light will enter from one surface and come out from the other surface. Light will enter from one surface and it will come out from other surface. Very good, everyone. So beta, then one more question one person asked me, auntie, can you tell me one thing? This is one refracting surface, this is another refracting surface. Auntie, can you tell me if I will take the base up and then I'll say that again it will become refracting surface. Beta, take the prism, whenever you will turn na, the two surface is always coming refractive. Again you will turn, again it will show refraction. Again you will turn, again both the surface which will be coming here will show refraction. Which is opposite, denser or rarer when compared with show much more bending towards normal takes place. What is the question, Sudarshan? Anu, what happened, beta? Now, sir, which is opposite, optically denser or rarer when compared, that will show more how much bending towards normal takes place. Now look here, beta. Here everybody just understand one thing, beta. Here bending, just focus into one thing. Bending will come up like a deviation. Bending will come up like a deviation. I'm going to no problem, beta, no problem. Everyone, you can call me auntie, no problem. Auntie, ma'am, everything. I'm same for everyone. Now look here, most probably just understand this part, beta. What is deviation? So first we are going to try and understand what is deviation. Till now we have understood this part. Now just see, beta, how many normals will be there. So both the surface, this is exactly normal. This red color line what I am drawing, this is exactly normal. This is exactly called as normal. So this is one normal and this is another normal. Beta, what is normal? If a plane surface will be there, then these are exactly called as normal, and normal is always perpendicular to the surface. Normal is what? Normal is perpendicular to the surface. Normal is what? Normal is perpendicular to the surface. So beta, here prism also, if we are drawing normal, then one thing is for very much sure that this normal is perpendicular to the surface of one surface of the prism. I hope you might have understood this part. Come on, quickly tell me that normal is perpendicular to the surface of the prism. Understood this section? Come on, quickly tell me, beta. So this n dash, n1n and n2n, these are the two normals, and these will be perpendicular to both the surface. Come on, quickly tell me. Yes, yes, Haripya understood, Shiva understood, very good, Janani understood, Haripya understood. Everyone, come on, quickly tell me. Everyone, come on, quickly tell me. Everyone understood this part, beta? Everyone understood this part, that normal will always be perpendicular to the surface. Normal will always be perpendicular to the surface. Normal will be what? Everyone, yes, very good. Keshika, Anil, Anushri, Sudarshan, Humaira, everyone understood. Normal is perpendicular to the surface. Dharni understood, beta. Now look here, normal is Sri Bhavni understood. Come on, quickly say. You have understood. Madhumita understood. Okay, Shiva understood, Haripya understood, everyone. Madhumita understood. Can you explain again, auntie? Okay, Madhu, I am going to explain, beta, don't worry. Now listen, beta, what I said, that here one most important part I have discussed, and that part is exactly what I said, that ki when a surface will be there, if this is a surface, beta, then this is exactly normal. Normal will always be perpendicular to the surface. What will be normal? Normal will always be perpendicular to the surface. What will be normal? Normal will always be perpendicular to the surface. So here, beta, refracting surface, two refracting surface is there. So this is one normal, beta, this is one normal, and that's why it is denoted N, so that you can understand that this is normal. So this is normal and this is normal. So this is exactly perpendicular to the surface. This normal is perpendicular to one of the face of the prism, and this is another normal that is perpendicular. So these two are normal, beta, and these two are perpendicular to the face of the prism. Now understand, Madhu? Understood, beta? Yes, absolutely correct, Shiva. Perpendicular to the surface. Super, super, Madhu. Hari, what is optical density value inside prism, beta? Optical density will be totally dependent upon bending, beta. Bending. Understood? Super, Janani. Shortcut she is writing. So auntie, if it falls 0 degree to normal, then it will not be having deviation. Madhumita understood na? Akshaya, very good question. So just children, one time I need to discuss what Akshaya has asked. She has asked a very fantabulous question. She has asked one question, that auntie, if light will exactly fall like this, then definitely beta, if it will be parallel to the normal, if it will be parallel to the normal, then it will be exactly coming out. Bending will be there, slight bending will be there, but normal face you have to check, and then deviation angle you have to find. Understood? So it will not be like rectangular glass slab, Akshaya. It will not be rectangular glass slab, beta. There the light ray, because both the faces were parallel, beta. Both the faces were parallel. So there will be no deviation and light will be exactly coming out like this. But beta here, if 90-degree light will be falling, then 100% it will have very slight or minimal deviation. It will have very slight or minimal deviation. Super question, Akshaya. Fabulous piece of question, beta. So deviation will be definitely slight or minimal, okay, at that case. Super. So now we have understood one thing, that normal is drawn. Now let the light enter. So we are going to allow the light to enter. So this is exactly the light which is entering. Now once the light will enter, then this incident ray, this ray will become, PQ will become incident ray. Incident ray means, beta, we already know that what is called as incident ray, the ray which is exactly the ray which is exactly going to strike the surface of the refracting surface, it will be exactly incident ray. And incident ray along with normal make angle of incidence. So beta, this is exactly called as angle of incidence. Now here one very important point to notice is that angle of incidence will be different. Angle of incidence will be different, totally dependent upon in which way the light is exactly entering into the prism. This is a very important point I am discussing, beta. Remember this point. Remember this point, that the angle of incidence, it will be exactly not same, always the angle of incidence will be different, but angle of incidence is very, very important for prism, because definitely with what angle this light is exactly going to enter into the prism, that part will come angle of incidence, and this angle of incidence will influence the deviation angle. Okay, so this angle of incidence will influence the deviation angle. This angle of incidence will influence the deviation angle. So what did I say? Can you type and resend me? Can you type and resend me what I said? That angle of incidence can influence what? Till now we have understood one thing, beta, that nature of the material of the prism will influence the deviation angle. Second part is exactly the incident angle will also influence this part, deviation angle. That is incident in what is deviation angle, ma'am? I am going to explain what is deviation angle, beta. Now we are going towards deviation angle. Right now slowly I am increasing your curiosity to understand deviation angle. So just understand that till now we have understood that this is normal, this is exactly called as angle of incidence, and this angle of incidence can influence this deviation angle. This part till we have understood. Now we are going to see that the moment light will enter from rarer medium to denser medium, it will bend towards the normal. You see, beta, this is normal part and it is bending towards the normal. What is the usual path of light? The path of light was supposed to be this. Okay, the light was supposed to go like this. But did the light went like that? No. The moment light entered, by making certain angle, it bent towards the normal. It bent towards the normal. So now this was the expected path. This was the expected path. Means the light was supposed to go like this. Okay. But this is the original path. So this is the expected path. Means the light was supposed to go like that. But this is the original path. And this is refracting angle. This is what, beta? Refracting angle. Now the light will exactly go like this, and then again another normal will be there. So this is the another normal. So now this normal, the moment the light will strike this region, it was supposed to come out like this. It was supposed to come out like this. Okay, but what it did, it bent away from the normal, because here rarer medium is there, this is denser medium and this is rarer medium. That means what we have learned, that the optical density again played its role. That means the optical density again played its role, and optical density created bending here. What optical density did here? Optical density is there in prism, and this is what you have to learn here beta, that whatever material will be there, accordingly optical density will be there, and this optical density will be creating bending inside, bending of light inside the medium, bending of light inside the medium, and this bending of light will create problem in change in deviation. So still you don't know what is deviation. Okay, still you don't know what is deviation. Keep thinking about deviation. What is deviation? So deviation is nothing but this one. Now understand this. I am going to draw it finally, and I am going to teach you what is deviation. So now first we will take a prism. Everyone pay attention here, you are going to understand deviation. Now this was the normal we have drawn beta. This was the normal we have drawn. We learned first thing that normal is perpendicular over. Now we allowed light to enter. So this is the light ray which is entering. So when the light ray is entering, it is making incident angle. Come on, till here we have understood. Now it was supposed to go like this. It was supposed to follow this path only. Okay, the light was supposed to follow that path, but the light didn't follow that path. The light, due to optical density, what happened? The light bent towards the normal. So here one more question is there, that in prism always you will see that the light will come from thinner section to the thicker section, thinner section to the thicker section, thinner section of the prism towards the thicker section. Where the thicker region will be there, the light will go towards there, so they will be bending. So this is exactly bending, and this bending is due to optical density. Now what will happen? Another normal will be there. Now beta, this normal will be there. Now what will happen? Now the light was supposed to go like this. The light was supposed to go like this. Okay, but what happened? The moment it saw the light, it bent towards away from the normal. It was supposed to go like this, but it bent away from the normal. So it was supposed to go like this, it bent away from the normal. Now what we are going to do is, this line we are going to increase back. So this is the final path of light. So this final path of light from which the light is exactly coming out, that we will turn and we will go back, and this is exactly deviation angle. This is exactly deviation angle. Now tell me children, did you understood this? Now tell me children, did you understood this? Did you enjoy this? What is the deviation angle? Inside will be refraction, inside will be exactly refracted angle will be there. So, and here it will be exactly emergent will be there. Emergence will be there. Yes, yes Janni. Keshika, understood na beta? That means this was the path of light. This was the, one more time I am going to draw. This was the usual path. So exactly this, like we thinking that like this we will go and catch the train. Okay. But what happened? Inside, the moment you went to the medium, okay, inside the moment you went towards the medium, the light bent away from the light bent towards the normal. Now bending started and it took like this, and again the moment it is going out of the medium, again it bent away from the normal. So the place from where it bent away, so usual path is this, so usual path backward, and it was supposed to. So this is exactly called as deviation. This is exactly called as deviation. Difference between emergent and incident angle anti will be deviation. Understood everyone? Come on Akshaya. Super Akshaya. Everyone come on, give me a thumbs up and say, auntie, second normal deviation confusing auntie. Second normal deviation is where? Okay, second normal. Okay, I'll explain that part. No problem Kamya, I am going to explain. I am going to draw one more time. Till you will not understand, I will keep on trying. I'll keep on trying because, okay Kartika, understood. Everyone, just one more time, let's play with the prism. Okay, so now we are going to draw a prism beta. First, deviation angle related questions are coming, so please kindly, this part is called as angle of prism. This part is called as angle of prism. Now what happened? The light is exactly, this is the normal beta. Normal will be perpendicular. So now the light, yellow color light we will do. Okay, the light is exactly incident. Now the light was supposed to come like this. Okay, so this is normal N1. Now light was going like this. This is exactly called as incident angle. This part will be exactly called as incident angle beta. Now what happened? The light was supposed to go like this beta. But what happened? The moment light came inside the medium, bending occurred due to optical density. We all know na कि whenever the light comes from a rarer medium to denser medium, it will bend towards the normal. So it will bend towards the normal only beta. So it will bend towards the normal. The moment it will bend, it is exactly bended this much and it came towards the normal. This is exactly called as refracted angle beta. Now another normal. Sudarshan, look here beta. So this is another normal. So this another normal will be, we are going to draw the another normal like this. So now the light was supposed to go like this, Sudarshan. The light was supposed to go like this. Okay. But what happened? The moment light is coming out from the medium, it will bend away from the normal. The moment it will bend away from the normal, this was the expected. So this was the expected movement of the light. This was the expected movement of the light beta. This is the expected path of the light. This was the expected path of the light. But what the light did? The light bent away from the normal and it formed like this. So this will become emergent angle beta. This will become emergent angle. Now from here what we will do? We will take the actual path back. So now this is deviation angle. Now understood everyone? Now Eskamya understood beta. Come on quickly say. Eskamya understood, my children. Everybody understood today or not? Ahaha. Ahaha. Super. Super Hari. Super Kishka. Super everyone. Tawfiq. Hey Tawfiq, give me a thumbs up. I'm very happy. Thank you Tawfiq. Kamya understood beta. Thank you. Why thank you? Huh? Why thank you? I'm your auntie na. So now look here beta. This part will come as deviation. So this part will be exactly beta deviation. Sudarshan, now come on quickly tell me. You said second normal, some doubt was there beta. Now doubt is clear Sudarshan. Hey, super. Understood Shiva? Shiva understood? Shiva Shakti also. Everyone understood. Come on quickly say that. Deviation angle understood na beta. So this deviation angle is the most important question part from the chapter where they will be asking. Understood. So part they will be asking. So I hope everybody Hari, my lovable auntie. So now beta we have understood two things. Angle of incidence will not be equal to emergent angle. First thing in prism, and second is beta this deviation angle will be generated due to the usual path of the light and the actual path of the light. Usual path means it was about to go like this, but the actual one came with bending beta. It is just like you told that auntie, you know what, tomorrow I am going to catch the train and I'll directly go to Kashmir. But what happened? In between only the train route changed and come out. So now you will say that auntie, you know what, I was about to travel some 600 kilometers or say this much kilometers to go to that area, and you know what, I bend and exactly this much deviation got auntie. Rather than 600 I went 800 auntie. So that means then I will ask beta how much distance you have covered extra. Then you will exactly say that auntie, you know 800 minus 600, 200 extra kilometer I run. My train run and then I went. So time waste was there, and next important point is auntie this much kilometer we had to go. So that is the same thing beta. The light was supposed to go like this, but you see from its usual path it got bent due to optical density of the material. Because of that it traveled more and now it came out like this. So this is the expected one. This is the expected one, this is the actual one. So between the expected one and the actual one, the angle subtended between them will become deviation angle. The angles that subtended between them will become the deviation angle. Correct only Siva, this only happens in actual life also. So this is exactly called as the deviation angle, and prism is finished. Prism is finished. Trust me, prism is finished, because this is the only deviation part. Angle of the prism is this one, and then they will just be asking about, they will just be telling you to draw. The most important thing will be case study will be coming from this section, and they will be asking some questions beta there. Then they will be definitely asking about this part. So come on, still 200 kilometer is the deviation. Yes, 200 is the deviation here. So this is the actual, because beta the light was supposed to go like this and it came like this. Now I am going to touch a very important part. So now Newton, you know, everybody knows Newton. Okay, so shall we go to the next part of it? So we have understood this prism section, deviation angle, we have prism, deviation angle also we have understood. Now we also understood one thing, that how to draw the prism. Here they are telling the full entire story of how to draw the prism, but right now by simple line drawing and this thing that thing, we have understood how to draw the prism. This is refracted angle beta. This part also will become, between the this part will become refracted angle. Okay, now next important thing is, the angle of deviation depends upon what factors. This is your question. This part you must remember. This part you must remember beta, that angle of deviation depends upon what factor? First, angle of prism. Second, nature of material of the prism, and angle of incidence of the prism. And that is what beta I was discussing at the beginning. Now I told you now this angle formation will be there, incident angle. So incident angle creates change in deviation angle, first thing. Second is angle of the prism also creates deviation, and third is nature of the material with which the prism is made. That is, indirectly we can also say that the optical density is responsible, because higher optical density, more bending. We know this part now. Higher optical density means more bending. More bending means beta more deviation. More bending means more deviation. So material of the prism is a very beta, how it will deviate angle difference between emergence and incident angle. That one formula will be there beta. In next class I am going to show you that formula. That formula I am not recalling right now, but angle of the prism will be exactly equal to deviation angle plus emergent angle. That formula is there. Deviation angle plus deviation will be exactly angle of incidence minus angle of the prism minus emergent. Like that one formula is there. That formula I am going to give. It will be coming in the experiment. It will be coming in the experiment. That experiment 2-3 line is there, that I am going to show in PDF, so that you will be understanding that nicely. So tomorrow my most important work is to show you that part. Because beta, Keshika, understand one very important part here. Everybody pay attention here. She has asked a very important question. That is why this is not possible. Why this condition is not possible? Why this condition is not possible? Angle of incidence is not equal to angle of emergence. Angle of incidence, beta, can you see the deviation here? Can you see the deviation? So deviation is exactly more. So that's why angle of incidence will not be equal to angle of emergence. It is not the parallel surface beta. First thing is that in glass slab the surface was parallel, and more or less their bending was there, and bending was exactly from the surface difference is there. Here the most important thing is, that is what I said, that part, that when light is entering, it is going towards the thicker region. It is going towards thicker region, and since it will go towards thicker region, so definitely it will be exactly encountering some more deviation, and because of that beta, emergent angle will come more than incident or less than incident, but it will not be equal to incidence. So prism emergent angle will not be equal to beta that part. That you must remember. That you must remember beta. This section always everyone remember. In this and this will not be equal. This and this will not be equal. I hope you might have understood. It will not be parallel. It will not be parallel. Understood now? So it will not be parallel. It will not be parallel. It is not coming out parallel beta. First thing is that we should think that the emergent, because here incident and this one is not parallel. You see here. This is going like this and this is coming like this. So they both are not parallel here. In glass prism, in glass slab, it will be coming parallel. It will be coming parallel. That is one of the What is angle of prism? Beta, this is angle of prism. This part, this is exactly called as beta angle of prism. So beta, whatever will be the angle of the prism na, accordingly also what will happen, the deviation will change. So we know that deviation angle depends upon how many factors? Deviation angle depends upon 3 factors. What are the 3 factors on which deviation angle depends upon? Angle of prism, then nature of material of prism, angle of prism, that is beta this angle of prism, okay. Second, with what material the prism is made, and then the beta incident, this side. So on 3 factors it is dependent, Nature of prism, beta, nature of material of prism means beta you have to understand that what is the nature with which the material, like certain type of glass is there, so different quality and texture glasses are there. So some glasses will be totally transparent, some content, some mixture of some other substance adding will be there by changing the optical, which change the optical density. So but because of that also exactly the what you call deviation angle will change. That is the with what material it is made, beta, with what material, the glass content or that internal texture, now with what it is made, that part will be exactly changing the optical deviation also. That part will be changing the deviation. Come on, everyone tell me, my bacha party, everyone understood that part? Understood that section, yes or no? Now, understood everyone? Come on, quickly tell me. Hey, clear Kamya? Super beta. Now look here. Okay, Anu understood. Now look here beta. Next what happened here is ki polychromatic light. Beta, polychromatic light here means what? So first, most important, like a story. Just understand, Myra. Just I will be giving you 2 different type of glass materials. Like one is totally transparent, you can see through it very nicely. Another will be exactly slight hazy, it will be exactly of different texture. So then definitely beta the deviation will change because their optical density will be different. Tawfiq, network issue is coming beta, come on quickly tell me Tawfiq. Okay, dispersion of light will be there. Okay, dispersion of light I am going to discuss, Shiva. Now look here beta. Now dispersion of light is what? First we are going to understand that ki always when you were using watch or glass beta, and inside your room na, from a very small hole if light will enter na, you will see that when that light, wherever that light is falling na, specifically into some refracting surface, you will see that the light will split into different colors. The light will split into different colors. Is it there, Tawfiq? Light will split into different colors, beta. Now what happened, Kamya? Tell me, beta. So light will split into different colors, beta. So that color will be exactly captured in different split colors. Like you will be able to see some red color, yellow color, blue color, green color, that is there. So that is exactly called as dispersion of light. So that part is exactly called as dispersion of light. Okay, that rainbow color, yes, splitting of color, beta. But here we have to understand that Sir Isaac Newton, what he did while working with an astronomical telescope, observed that image of star were colored near fringes. So you have to understand that is what I told you na beta. At the edge session you will be seeing some colors. The edge session will be, have you seen in night twinkling of stars? Or don't see that twinkling of star, that is very far. If your eyesight is good, or like me, if spect is there, I will only see the sky star with no shire, that dancing and all. Correct only, correct everyone. So beta, if glass is there, and if you will allow the glass to dance, take the sunlight and reflect somewhere now, you will be seeing that some 7 color will be dispersed there. So that is exactly called as dispersion. Yes, correct Shiva, that is exactly called as what beta? That part is exactly called as dispersion. So now what happens in dispersion? So now what he did is, but he found that color still persists. From these observations, he suggests that fault may not be with the lens, but there is something in the nature of the light itself. So definitely beta, he is always saying that he has used the lens definitely for looking into the stars. Which type of lens he will use? Come on, tell me fast. For looking into the stars, Isaac Newton might have used what type of lens? Concave lens or convex lens? Come on, tell me quickly. For seeing the star, what type of lens is used in telescope? Super Kamya. Super. Telescope is used, but which type of lens is inside the telescope? Super Sudarshan, super. Convex lens, absolutely beta. Convex lens, and we have also discussed in that now. Myra, convex, very good. Shiva, Bhavni, correct only. Shiva, Hari, everyone. Keshika, Shiva Shakti, everyone, absolutely correct beta. It is what type of lens? It is convex lens. It is what type of lens? Anu, Dharani, absolutely beta. It is convex lens. The reason behind it will be used in convex lens beta, because object will be obtained, the image will be obtained at focus. It will be real, inverted and very diminished. Okay, V Kavya, absolutely correct beta. Fringes meaning beta at the corner section beta, from where you can see the turnings. From where you can see the turnings beta, from far na you will be seeing that whatever object is heavenly bodies will be there na, it will look circular in shape. So the last section from where you will be seeing the deviation, from there only you will see some split of color will be there. Then he thought that in between, no, in the edge section, then he thought that there is some problem in the lens. Then he changed the lens, and then he checked that again that at the fringes and the corner section there is some split of color is coming. Then he understood that okay, it is not about the lens, it is something, that light which is exactly coming, it is doing the change. And that is what it is written, that from this observation he suggested that fault is not with the lens, but there is something in the nature of light itself. To investigate this conclusion, he performed the following experiment. Now what experiment he has performed? He allowed sunlight. He allowed sunlight to enter through a small aperture in a window of a dark room. He placed an equilateral prism. The path of the beam of the light, he received the light emerging from the prism on a white screen. So exactly what he did, he took a very dark room and then he allowed sunlight, a very beam, means very small, one beam of light or one what you call to enter inside the room, and then he allowed the prism to be kept there so that he can see the nature of the light. Then what he did is he kept one screen here beta. Then he started adjusting the screen. Now what happened, he saw that, for his surprise, he saw that the light which is exactly entering inside the prism, when the light was exactly trapped or exactly taken on a screen, it is exactly splitted into 7 color. It is splitted into 7 color. This splitting of light after refraction is called as dispersion of light. This is splitting of light in 7 color after refraction is called as dispersion. Okay, so this he has done. He found that the light obtained on a white screen was band of 7 color, resembling the rainbow formed after the rain. Okay, the order of color from the base of the prism was violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. The order of the color can easily be by the word vibgyor. Okay, so this phenomena of splitting of light in dispersion is called as dispersion, or is also called as spectrum. So the phenomenon due to which polychromatic light. What is the other name of white light? Polychromatic light. Beta, polychromatic light means where the light will be exactly, why did he test with prism? He should have tested with lens, no auntie. Yes beta, the correct important question you have asked Akshaya, that why he has not taken prism, why he has taken prism, or glass slab why he has not taken, why he has not taken lens. Beta, one more important thing here is कि when you are taking lens na beta, the lens is converging the light rays and exactly image formation will be there. Okay, but prism is not doing image formation, prism is doing dispersion. Here you can see that deviated angle will be there. With due to this deviation of angle, the image formation will be exactly somewhere else. So 100% he might have taken lens also, but he saw one very important thing, that the lens is also having 7 color, but the lens formation of 7 color is on the fringes. okay, and it was not so clear. Then he could have taken glass slab also, but he is saying that the glass slab is also exactly doing at the edge region. Then he could have taken prism. So once he took prism, one thing is for sure beta, the light or the wave entering into the light, or the light wave which is entering inside the prism, it is having deviation or bending. So this deviation or bending is more. I am going to explain this part so that you will be understanding this nicely. So your question is absolutely unanimous question. So now look here beta, exactly what happened here now, कि when the light is entering, so white beam of light when it is enter, then the beta one band of light or one group of light which has entered has different wavelength. The moment it has entered from one medium to another, some waves got bended, some waves got straight. So the way it started bending. Now beta, the 7 color will be there because it is not a uniform surface. It is not a uniform surface. What will happen here, that the one which is having maximum wavelength, the light, the different color light now, that is red color, yellow color, green color, all the color due to change in the wavelength will be exactly having some deviation. The one which is having very less deviation will not do more bending and it will come out straight. That is red color. So red color is having maximum wavelength, because of its bending is very less and it came out fast. It is having fast speed also. So we came to know, so that's what beta, it has seen that different change in the wavelength pattern, and that change in the wavelength pattern is nicely shown in prism rather than beta glass slab. That's why we are taking prism, so that we can trap out all these things nicely. Topic. Yes, correct only. Fringes means that part only beta. What happened beta? Kartika, you asked anything? Correct only. Edge only beta. Edge only. Understood beta. So with prism it was split very nicely rather than any other medium we have taken. Glass slab we have taken, emergent angle is coming beta. But here emergent angle is not coming same. Because of that also we can take that part. Because of that also we can take that part. If we see one star will be changing its color beta, that you might have seen Andromeda. Sorry, that what is the name of that star beta? Alpha Centauri is the name, or some other star is there, the nearest star beta, the nearest star. I think Alpha Centauri only. Alpha Centauri or some other name is there, that star. It will be like twinkling very nicely in a bright color, the nearest star. Alpha Centauri. Tanishka, you will get beatings from me. You come to meet me, I will beat you. You are very late today, huh, Tanishka? Good night, auntie. I am having another class. I am going to keep it till here. Tomorrow I am going to discuss all this. We will enjoy tomorrow class. We will again discuss about rainbow and all these things. Okay. This part is very interesting. And tomorrow don't forget, I am going to bring numericals, that equations also beta. Okay. Light chapter, yes beta, light chapter, all the videos are present in the beta in the channel. You and I think only mirror is not having that what you called playlist. Lens is having playlist, so I am going to put mirror also in playlist. You can see that whatever doubts will be there. Because only one small answer beta, you check emergent angle and incident angle. Emergent angle and incident angle for prism will be same, parallel surface is there, and here parallel surface is not there. Emergent angle will be different and incident angle will be different beta. Because of that. Hey Rashri doubt, Peter Rashri asked doubt, after so long Rashri has asked, auntie, will there be dispersion of light in glass slab? Yes, you know glass slab also na Rashri, if you will allow torch or some light now, you will be seeing that in the edge corner na light split will be there, but that will not be that much as compared to that of the prism. You can trap it in prism nicely. Okay, God bless you all. Good night, everyone. I'm having another class, beta. I'm going to discuss. Okay, Sudarshan doubt. One last. Sudarshan doubt. I really enjoyed your presence today, all of you. Hey, wait, Sudarshan. Auntie, my doubt above. I'm just checking Sudarshan one time, beta. I'm going to check your doubt. Hey, Sudarshan, playing again, beta. Where is your doubt? Tell me. Huh? Human eye is deleted. Yes, correct only, beta. Human eye. Sudarshan doubt. Proxima century. Yes, thank you, Sudarshan. That is exactly Alpha century and Proxima century. Correct only, Sudarshan. Proxima century. Thank you, Sudarshan. It was not a doubt. You helped me. Nearest star. Correct only, beta. Alpha century and Proxima century. Proxima century. Correct only. And it will be twinkling with different color. Tawfiq is correct only. Absolutely. Okay, Tanishka. Tomorrow morning we will meet. Bye.